Today has been such an inspiring day. I just came home. I had my exam today. It actually went pretty all right. Cautiously optimistic. Always cautiously optimistic. Anyways, I went outside for the first time this year. For the first time, I was like, let me go outside, let me meet some people, let me get out of my anxious isolation, winter hibernation vibe and actually go back into the world. I don't know about you guys, but I often have this thing in winter where, after the holidays, I get super overwhelmed and I just need a lot of space to process everything because it's in time, like I said, for resting, and we get a bit more isolated into ourselves, or at least I do. Maybe you don't. Who knows? But I have this for myself where I have to isolate a little bit more. I have to process everything that has been happening over the past months and really allow for a space to just feel my feelings, reevaluate my life path, my decisions that I've made, really see if I'm still aligned, if the way that I am moving towards, if it's still aligned with my values, with what I want, things like that. And what I realize is that, these times are very important, but every time that I stand still for too long, I get very down. I feel like working is really putting my energy into things that I love doing. It's really what fuels me. It's what gives me energy. And when I have too much time to think, I often get into that this negative spiral. Though resting is good. Resting is important, and sometimes it can be very overwhelming, especially if you're doing something creatively and you're always, just going and you're really working with energies and creativity and putting so much of yourself in the work that you do. It's very important to have a time to also fill your own cup, especially when we are constantly being affected by all these different opinions and feelings and things that happen. I feel like if you're an artist or just someone that really puts their whole soul, their entire being into their work, it's like you start as a blank canvas, or sometimes the ideas come from you, and along the way we get tainted with outside, Hey, let me give another metaphor. Imagine we are walking and we have this backpack. After a while, there's little things that come into the backpack. Sometimes it's other people that take it, or sometimes along the way we see beautiful things and we want to just put them in our backpack and be like, oh, I want this along the way. Until at some point your backpack is so full that it's actually dragging you down and slowing you down from going through the direction that you want to go to. So at some point, we're going to come to this place where we have to take a pause, look at our backpack. Anyways, we have to reevaluate, do I truly need this? What are the things that I'm carrying that are not my responsibility to carry? That could be opinions, ideas, relationships, expectations, things like that, we need some time sometimes to reevaluate. And so, like I said, I was just in that place of reevaluating and coming back outside today for the first time and talking to people. What's so refreshing. I met some of you guys. Well, especially some people here in Belgium that also listen to my videos, that watch my work, and people were really it was especially one person, Joseph, shout out to you, because you also watch my videos and you've been watching my videos, and he actually come up to me and was like, yo, I really appreciate your work, and you're so powerful in what you do, and it's really inspiring and underrated. And as someone that works as a creative who works in my room, who does everything by myself, it's very scarce to get those feedback loops and to get someone to tell you yo, what you do is very good and it's inspiring. Sometimes I just be doing my thing. I don't be going outside like that. I'm not really out with the people that I don't know in my close circle. You don't always talk about the same things every single time. It gets a little boring, right? So it was very inspiring. And it just made me realize how sometimes we really don't, we underestimate our own value, we underestimate maybe the ways in which we impact different people, the ways in which we inspire different people, the ways in which our work have an influence. And, it's not always in the visible ways. It's not always material, or we might not necessarily get the validation or the confirmation in resources, or, whatever that might be, followers, numbers. The numbers might not always seem like what you do matter, but behind the scenes, you don't know how you're impacting people and how you're touching people's souls, and how you're also pushing people to further walk into their own path and like do what they are supposed to do, or like just, fuel that little flame. And it just inspired me so much, because a lot of the times everything can seem so meaningless, so unnecessary. And to really feel the energy and the love in real time, physically, not through online. Like, online is amazing, but the feeling that you can have just from a conversation in the physical world, it's just like it can take over your entire body. So I'm so grateful for that today. You know what? I'm so grateful. Let me have a little mint, because I deserve it. Anyways, I feel myself shifting. I don't know if you noticed, but I have a beautiful new mic, which I love so much. I'm broke this month because it was an investment, but hey, it is what it is. It's something that I don't have to think about twice. It's never going to be wasted money. I love doing this so much, and it just fuels me. It's way less having to set things up, which is also, if you have your shit ready, like if you have a workspace at home, the more efficient it is, the more easier you're going to get productive. So I want to say, if you're like a content creator, or if you're like someone that wants to do something creative, and I would really say invest in your independence, and really make sure that you have this, invest in your own space that can really fuel your creativity at any moment in time, that you don't necessarily have to be blocked by physical barriers or financial barriers. Yes, in certain spaces of time, you will of course be limited. I'm a student. I don't have money like that. I don't. I live with my parents. I don't work like a job full-time, not even part-time. Like, financial barriers there are, and I understand. Like, I'm still filming with my iPhone. Like, I'm telling you, like, I don't have the means to buy a camera. I could, but gotta make the right investments, plan the budget. I also want to enjoy my life. Okay. That is just to say, anything is possible. And don't limit yourself by thinking, oh, I still have to do this. You learn so much along the way. And even when you feel like your work is not perfect, your work is not what you envision it to be, it is not, there's always going to be that critical voice in our mind that are going to tell us that it's not good enough, that you can do better. And we can always do better. We can always create something bigger than we imagined first. We can always improve our skills, improve our knowledge, learn to speak better, learn our language better, whatever. We can always learn to edit better, for example, have better material, and everything can always improve. But also to better understand what you have to improve and how you want to improve it, in which ways you want to improve it, to better evaluate what things you're already doing very well, what things you could get better at. You have to get started. Because even along the way, when you think your work isn't good enough to get the recognition that it could get at a certain point, even along the way, the little steps that you are taking in ways that might not seem good enough, in ways that we might perceive as not good enough by society. There are a lot of individuals in your direct environment or all over the world that are struggling with the same perceived barriers, that are struggling with the same ideas that they're not good enough, that whatever they would create, it does not fit a certain standard, or just because they don't have certain resources or certain access, that it will not impact people, that it will not be valued. Am I making sense to you right now? Everything matters. And it's all the courage. It's all the intention. It's also the action. It's the way you make people feel. The way you still dare to take certain action, even when it's not perfect. And that's a beautiful, beautiful thing, because even along the way of creating, and that's something that I've learned through creating, which I really appreciate. It's along the way of creating, we learn to also let go of perfection and learn to accept ourselves as we are at the stage that we are at, and understand that there's always things to get better at. There's always things new, things to learn. There's always going to be things to improve. But the more you open yourself up to being into the space where you know you can do better, but you're still showing up no matter what, in what ways you lack, it's going to open up such a beautiful space for yourself internally, in a like it shows like a mirror where you can really see like it's not perfect, but it's good. And it affects people in good ways. And you might not be at a stage where you know that. But today I'm here to tell you, I experienced it. I don't experience it that often. And I feel it, and it motivated me, and it made me feel seen. And it always makes me feel like there's a bigger reason that I don't always understand. But at the end of the day, there's a bigger plan. We will not always understand it. We are not always meant to understand it, because it's through the darkness as well that we are seeking for the light. And it's that journey, it's that process that brings out the best in us, this challenge us to go higher, to do better, to not give up, to strengthen our strength spiritually, mentally, emotionally. And that's so beautiful. That's so beautiful to me. I'm in a good mood. I should go to bed. I have to work early in the morning. It's like Friday. It's 11 p.m. right now. I just got home. I've been wearing this all day. I'm happy, man. There's so many more opportunities around us than we think. But we also have to understand that the world that we see, and this is nuanced, it is not linear, this is not a one-way process. So what I'm saying does not negate the contrary to be true. What we see in the world is a reflection of the place where we're at ourselves internally. I always feel like the more you evolve internally, the more the world is going to open up to you. The more you see and understand about yourself, and the more you open up and work yourself through certain preconceived ideas or, visions of the world, because we're not seeing, when we grow up, when we're 18 years old, the lens through which we see the world is so tainted. It's so nuanced. It's like we are wearing glasses our entire lives, but we're not aware of it. We are wearing glasses our entire lives, and we're not aware of it. And as we grow older, it is going to be maybe shown to us. Maybe life is going to nudge us in certain ways. Maybe we're going to meet certain people that are going to initiate this process, or maybe we just have to really question ourselves from within, that at some point we have to get awareness. We need to grow consciousness of the fact that we are wearing glasses and be able to take them off. We will never really be able to take them off, but the more you are aware of the fact that you are wearing glasses, the more you can differentiate between the vision you have through the glasses and the vision you have when you look over the glasses. And I think that is the very beautiful thing about consciousness and learning to understand that our vision is very biased and that there are different realities, but we have to be aware of it. We have to be open to the idea that the ways in which we see the world is very biased. It's not the reality, but it's always through a certain lens. Let her cook. Am I making sense to you? Can you feel I'm very inspired? Talking about lenses. Let me switch. Let me switch. This is a vibe. I really like this. Anyways, I'm so grateful for you guys. And I know this channel changes so much, and there's so much going on here. And sometimes it's left, sometimes it's right. Sometimes it's emotional. Sometimes I'm angry. Sometimes it's loving. Sometimes it's very mental. Sometimes it's, I feel like I go all over the place, and I always feel like it's going to go many different ways. I also want to just have fun while doing this thing. So I'm going to give myself even more freedom. And I always want to just have the freedom and keep the freedom and give myself the freedom over and over again to do what really feels right for me. And I appreciate everyone that is willing to join me on that ride, that vibes with that. And if you don't, that's also okay. Like, you're not some things are just for a certain period of our life. And I totally accept that. And that's no hard feelings. Do your thing. But I'm very grateful for this. And I'm also grateful for all of you for still being here and for seeing the value, and for allowing me also to have a voice and to feel heard, seen, appreciated. And I'm excited for the future. I really hope this inspired you in some kind of way as well, and that you remember your power, because you have a tremendous amount of power. But don't be afraid to get into the world or open yourself up for a world that will reflect your power back to you. Sometimes we are the ones running away from the reflection of our own light. We have it so much in us, but when people show it to us, we don't believe it. It's so hard. It's like being in the darkness most of your life. And the first time you get out of a very, very dark place, the light hurts your eyes. And the first thing you want to do is close your eyes again and be like, oh, somebody give me some sunglasses. Exactly. Because I know I was wearing glasses before, but now I need different kind of glasses because it's too much light. I can't handle this. This is hurting my eyes. It's going to hurt sometimes because we're not showing our power enough, are we? It's okay though. In due time, everything in its right time, and don't doubt yourself too much, but that's easier said than done. So just ignore what I said. Doubt yourself and overcome it afterwards. Doubt yourself and have the courage to still take the leap of faith, to still believe in yourself afterwards, to still let go of the ideas that are holding you back from doing whatever you want to do, from taking that leap of faith. And don't wait too long. You don't want to live with regret. Do it now. And at least if you've done it and you failed, you've gained some new skills, some new knowledge, and you won't regret it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. Let me take these off. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for all your love. I hope you truly have a beautiful night, evening, day, morning, whatever, whenever you're listening to this. I appreciate you so much for being here. Sending you so much love. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Can I talk? Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And we'll definitely see each other again sooner than late. Take care, guys. Bye. I'm trying to pull up in the world. I'm trying to blow up and stack my dough up. So hold up, I'ma stay sober, keep my thoughts in order, keep my composure for my sons and all my future daughters. Gotta support them. Wanna roll up and trying to pull up.